Hey YouTube, how's it going? Buzzed Games here with another instructional video for you on how to build a gaming computer. Today we are actually going to be looking at how to install a mechanical hard drive. And the hard drive we have in question is a Western Digital, or WD, 1 terabyte Caviar Black 64 megabyte cache hard drive. That is a mouthful. But basically what all that means is that this is pretty close to top of the line for mechanical hard drives. They have, like these really weird like hybrid hard drives. I don't see those catching on or becoming useful at all. With the new solid state stuff that's out, those hybrid ones are pretty pointless. But yes, every build does need a mechanical hard drive still. As they are cheaper and you can hold a ton more information and files and movies and whatever on your system. So yeah, we're going to be installing this today. As with all of my instructional videos, I highly suggest that you guys, before you start handling your merchandise, ground your hands, touch your case, touch a piece of metal. Sometimes I'm touching my metallic lamp right here. Sometimes I just touch the case a lot. You'll see a lot of fingerprints. If you look around, there's a fingerprint. There's a fingerprint. It's just me reaching out and touching and grounding myself so that I have no static shock on me and I do not ruin any of my merchandise. Alright, so let's get into how we're going to do this. I'll just set up the camera right here where you can see. Okay, so when you install a hard drive, the first thing that you want to think about is where exactly in the bay do you want to put it. You're going to have options. You've got different slots. And for me, the logical sense is going to be to put the mechanical hard drive in this slot because, number one, if you look at the difference in how much room is between these lower slots and this second to top one, it's almost double the amount of space. I like that. When you have more space like that, you can get more airflow. As you see, I do have a humongous 220 millimeter fan. It could be 230, but I think it's 220. This is going to be blowing air back. And so with a little bit more room in the actual enclosure inside here, I'm going to get much better airflow, and it's going to keep that hard drive nice and cool no matter how much rendering and whatever I'm doing. Okay? So that is my logical choice. Now, with this case, this is a Thor V2 case that we're working with today. When you are going to take or add or remove anything from the bay, hard drive bay right here, you're going to look, there's these little tabs on each of these slots. And they all can come out. And all you have to do is grab the tab with your hand like so, and pinch and pull out. See how that happened? It's really simple to do. Pinch and pull out, and then when you want to stick it back in, you're just going to slide it in, pinch and push in. Okay, now with installing your hard drive, there's all kinds of different methodologies to it, but basically the way this one's going to work, the first thing you do is you look at your hard drive. This is going to be the top of the hard drive when it's set in, okay, which means it's going to be screwed in from the bottom to what it's going to sit on. Does that make sense? So the first thing you want to think about is how it's going to slide back in. Obviously this is where you hold, so this would be considered the front or the area where people are looking in. I like to have no wires showing in this area. I like all the wires to be hidden and tucked away behind. So with that said, where all the connectors go, I'm going to want to stick on this side of the bay as I slide it in so that none of the cables will be out. Hopefully that made a lot of sense to you guys. Okay, well anyways, so as you see on this little bay slot here, there's these little rubber holes where you can actually screw through. I don't know if you can see it too well. There's 4, and over here on the hard drive, ironically enough, look, there are 4 holes that are exactly dimensional to the ones on the base slot. So all that you have to do is you take your base slot like this, turn it upside down, like so, and you drop it right on top of your hard drive. Then all it is a matter of shifting. Can you kind of see that hole? There, I just saw right through it went, and now it'll be ready for screws. The only tool that you actually need for this install is a screwdriver. A lot of computer cases have toolless installs where you just kind of slide it in and it locks. This little bay locks on its own. But for mine, it didn't, and so we're going to do a little bit of screwing. So I'll just give you guys another little angle, and I will do this as quickly as I can because who really wants to watch somebody screw stuff? That's not entertaining. Alright, so yeah, it's pretty simple as long as they're lined up. You just have to make sure that they are indeed lined up correctly. And all you're doing is dropping in these screws. If you're wondering where I got these screws, these actually come with your case. In your little hardware box, you will have all the hardware that you are going to need for your build supplied with you. Well, for the most part, all your hardware that you're going to need. Sometimes you run across some things that you don't expect to need. Or maybe you're like me and you purchase some, like a lot of the stuff I buy, I purchase online. And then when it arrives, you're like, wait a minute, this didn't come with what I expected it to. Well, that's what happens sometimes, though. Okay, so I'm just putting in the last screw, giving it the last few turns. And it is a good idea to make it nice and firm when you're screwing it in. As you see, there is a rubber, I guess you'd call it a spacer, between the screw you're using, and actually it goes all the way through onto the bottom, and the hard drive is also touching rubber. That's a good thing. That will reduce vibration noise that your hard drive could possibly create from being used so often. Alright, well there you have it. There is the finished product. This hard drive is, I'll just hold it by the bracket. It's not going anywhere. I just shook it upside down. Like, that is firmly stuck. Okay? So let's fix your ankle again, guys. And there is the bay. That's where we're going to put it. So, like I said in the beginning, when you reinstall the bay, it's a good idea to use two hands. All you're doing is looking for this little area. I don't know if you can see it right here. This gap between these two wells is where it will slide right in. So just look for that gap, stick it right through there, and push. Slides right in, and when it gets to that firm spot, you just push in your tabs, and it's locked in, just like that. And there you have it. That is how you install a hard drive. Alright. Well, thank you guys very much for watching my video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I will be doing a lot more of these install videos. If you want to see some that I've already done, please check out my channel. It's Buzzed Games. It's pretty easy. I also do video commentary and all the unboxings for all these parts. It's all on there. You guys can check it out and see what I have. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, a comment, give me a subscribe maybe, or a like. I don't know. But anyways, thank you for watching. I really enjoy your company. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys next time.